Welcome back to Let's Talk Live. The James School of Dance Arts is a local dance studio in McLean, Virginia. Celebrating their 60th anniversary this year, the studio has become an iconic part of the McLean community since its founding by James and also Jane Luzu, who began the studio because of their mutual love of dance and the arts. Throughout the past 60 years, their legacy has continued to grow, and with that growth, the studio will be expanding into a brand new, bigger studio space this fall. Jamie and Connie join us here to tell us how things are going with the studio and talk about some of the updates that are coming up. So first, Jamie, I want to talk about the history of the studio, and happy 60th anniversary.
Thank you, Molly, and thank you for having us here.
Sure.
We're excited about it. The dance school started 60 years ago, obviously, and Mom and Dad founded it. Dad was working in a federal job, didn't like the desk job. What he did love is when he worked at home. He would come after work and moonlighting as a dance instructor. He loved ballroom, he loved to teach, and that's what he would do. And after several years, he decided to pull the trigger and go all in. So the first dance schools, founded in '57, was ballet, jazz, tap, acrobatics, and ballroom. Early years, mostly ballet and ballroom. But they did 90%. We got 90% of the activity from there. And what was cool is we did cotillions early on, big deal in the 60s. They learned social graces, etiquette, and ballroom dancing, the basics there, with teenagers, young teenagers. So it was a lot of fun, a lot of success there. Dad was also very big about community work, and so he wanted to be involved in the community. We did a lot of things for nonprofits and things like that.
And dancing in the community is so important to a lot of folks. A lot of kids really enjoy it. So, you know, you were kind of talking about the 50s and the 60s. So I hear that Gene Kelly, he asked your dad or your mom to come and talk on the show?
Yeah, it may be a stretch to say Gene Kelly asked my mom, but there's a backstory there. She was a public school teacher, educator, and when we started the dance school, she taught pre-ballet. And so there's one, I asked her just the other night this story. I don't know how she got involved with the special needs kids. She was teaching a class, pre-ballet, and a sister, older sister of one of the students was there, and she was autistic. And she was, let's say there was extra energy going on the side there, but once the music started, once the movement got going, she transformed. And that moment was a transformative moment, not just for that young lady, but for my parents and the dance school, because Mom invited her into the class right away. And immediately she started dancing, and it was just a whole new experience for her and the class. So what Mom started was regular classes for special needs, dance classes and movement classes. And then she started to open up a special club. Once a month, they would get together, they'd bring their records, Mom would teach a movement, ballet, dances, they would bring their favorite records. And then from that, she, okay, back to Gene Kelly. Let me get back to that. He was the chairman of AIM, which is Adventures in Movement for the Handicapped. And that is a national organization. They met every year in Dayton, Ohio. And they heard about Mom's work here on the East Coast.
Oh, wow,
and this is back
excellent.
In the 60s, okay? So they didn't have much for special needs. So she was asked to co-panel a seminar on what's going on. And it led on to a lot of things here. She was the East Region representative, and also under President Carter, she was asked to be part of the President's Committee on Employment for the Handicapped.
A lot of great, you know, community involvement with this and helping people with special needs. And from what you tell me, you're still kind of doing this today in a different way. Connie, you won the first place title at the national competition. And from what I have been told, you have a platform for Lyme's disease.
Well, it's been a great legacy. You know, at our studio, we've been able to continue on with the ballet, jazz, tap, all of the hip-hop experiences, and our company as well. And so with our performance company came the opportunity for competition, and we've been able to really excel and have had a fantastic year, especially this year, with all of our pieces that we were able to compete. One of them that was near and dear to my heart is just inspired by a former teacher who does have chronic Lyme, and it was a way for me to artistically give a voice to what my friend has been dealing with, and the dancers rose to the occasion. It's exciting when teachers, choreographers work with students to increase their technical abilities, but also to increase their performance artistically, and that's what these dancers were able to do, and really gave my vision for the piece, and I hope a voice to those who suffer with chronic Lyme.
And it sounds like you guys have a lot of passion just embedded in your classes. So one question I do have is, do you still offer the classes for special needs students, or is it, how does it work now?
Our students at this point in time, we do not have specifically for the special needs, but we do offer preschool through adult, all ages,
That's
and,
good to know.
and different levels as well. So yes, Molly, come and join.
I know. I definitely need some dance lessons. I am not the best. So, so I hear you have big news coming up this fall. So what can you tell me about?
Well, we're very excited about this. We've got, on our 60th, we're going to branch off into new office building. It's three times the size, 4,000 square feet in Beverly Road, right down in downtown McLean. And we're very excited about it. What we'd like to think is that regardless of your age, like you said, up to adult, regardless of your age, your stage, or your ability, would love to share dancing and music and what it means. It's just so much. And it's not just the dance part, it's the camaraderie, it's the self-discipline, it's being together, it's competing if you're in one of the companies that do compete.
And
It's
do
whole
both of
package.
you teach?
I do not.
Connie?
But I've been a part of this wonderful family for 31 years,
Wow.
and that's what it is. I mean, James School, it really is a family, and we enjoy working with the students, with the families that are part of it, and just the legacy continuing on to be a special part there in that McLean and extended communities.
Well, it sure is a very powerful legacy. And before we go to break, how can people get more information? Where can they sign up?
Well, online, jsda.mclean.org. Yes. No, .com. Thank you.
Yes. Well, check it out.
Check it out.
Check it out.
Absolutely, we are.
Well, thank
on
you
the
guys
web.
for
Yes.
coming in today. Great story. And stay tuned. We have more Let's Talk Live right after the break.
Thank you.